What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So the Wuthering Waves update 1.2 is finally out, and yes, I still play the game. I wanted to make this video today for you guys to let you know my first impressions of the new update, all the cool new things they've added, and whether or not it's worth playing, or if you haven't played in a bit, if it's worth coming back to. Off the bat, yes, I love this game still. It is still really fun to play. I firmly believe that I think this game could win Mobile Game of the Year, and we're still very early on. I know I'm being hopeful, but they keep showing the player base that they are listening and that they keep implementing the changes that people want. And I'll get into the things that they have improved with this update, but man, let Kuro cook because they're doing a great job. So hopping into the game, the new big event for 1.2 is the new event by Moon's Grace, which is a new moon chasing festival. And so far from what I've played, I'm absolutely loving it. There's a new story, there's new characters to meet, and the gameplay loop for it is really fun. Starting off with the story, I'm just gonna tell you right now, I did not expect it to deal with things that were of darker tone. I won't spoil anything, but as someone who likes more dramatic stuff and just like darker tones for their stories, this one took me off guard. Like, it starts off very cutesy and then it just does a complete 180, and I was like, I did not expect that at all. And I love that. Their storytelling is so good so far, and I have so much more to do. I've done like the first main part of it. Dude, I was like feeling sad and depressed and just like hopeful, like all these emotions, man. And then on top of that, we're meeting new characters. One of them is Xiang Liao, who is gonna be our free 5-star for 1.2. Yes, Kuro Games did it. We're getting a free 5-star. Kuro Games is giving everybody a free 5-star. As long as you play the game and you do the event, you can just claim him. And his name is Xiang Liao. And you meet him in the story. I won't talk too much about him because I want you to meet him, but he's awesome. He looks really cool. And I mean, a free 5-star, like, thank you. Thank you, Kuro Games. That's all I can say. And you'll be able to get them starting September 7th once you reach a certain popularity level in the event. And then the other one that's available right now is Zhezhi, who's like a very shy painter. Just wait till you meet her in the story, but I fell in love with her. I love her character. She's like so shy, and she's like she's just so awkward of a person and is very relatable. But aside from the story in this event, your main goal is to build up your festival by building stalls and then gaining more popularity for the festival. And what's really cool about it is that you have to build the stall, and then you go to the stall, and then you meet up with one of your companions that you've met throughout the story. And then you get to hang out with them and then get to learn more about them. So like the first one, you get to meet Sanhua, and then you get to go learn more about them and what they do in their free time and what makes them do the things that they do. And it's really cool for people who like lore or just like characters in video games like myself. And then once you do like their little side mission, then you can add them to your roster and then use them to build more stalls and to gain more popularity for your festival. I'm very early on with it, but so far the gameplay loop is a lot of fun and it's really cute. And of course, on top of that, there's a bunch of rewards for it, so you really can't be mad at that. On top of the Moon's Grace Festival, we also got a new companion quest for Zhezhi called True Colors. From what I'm hearing from my Twitch chat, this quest is really good. Like, I mean, really good. Alongside that, we also have a 7-day login event, which God bless them. Thank you, Kuro Games, for doing this. Thank you for giving us a 7-day login event where you get 5 Radiant and 5 Lustrous tides. So 5 limited and 5 standard pulls literally just for logging in. Another thing that they're adding in 1.2 is a new Depths of Elusive Realm, which will be called Carnival in Slumberland. That will be starting in a couple of days on August 22nd, and they'll be adding the new Phantom Echo Dreamless with a couple more metaphors as well to use in Depths of Elusive Realm. And of course, on top of that, more rewards. So if you're a Depths of Elusive Realm fan, it'd be a lot of fun. Now, before I get into the optimizations and the other really cool things that they've added, let me talk about the events that are coming in 1.2 and stuff that you can look forward to. Starting off with a new defense event called Do Echoi's Dream of Electric Sheep. This one's a fighting event where you have to defend a device from enemies, and you'll be getting buffs periodically to help you in battle. This one starts on September 5th, and of course, you'll be able to get rewards for it. And then the next one, Alloy Smelt 2, which is another fighting event, starts on September 16th, where you can fight and obviously earn more rewards. And if you're a little bit behind on materials or you just need way more of them, there will be a double drop event as well. The double leveling material event will start on August 29th. And then if you need more echoes, the double echo drops will start on September 20th. So don't worry, Kuro Games has got you covered. And then finally, if you're someone who used to play and you stopped playing for a bit, there's gonna be a returnee event, which is for players who are at least Union level 8 and have not played the game for a consecutive 30 days. days in a row. Meaning if you haven't played the game in the last 30 days and you're at least Union level 8, if you log into the game, you'll get free stuff. You'll get Astrite, Elite Class Echoes, Premium Sealed Tubes, and Resonance Potions. Now is a great time to get back into the game, especially since it's still very early on in Wuthering Waves' like lifespan. It's like a perfect time to come back. I thought 1.0 was great. I thought 1.1 was even better. And now 1.2 is also an amazing update because it's just getting better and better, and they're listening to the player feedback. And to prove that, let me show you some of the things that they added in 1.2 to show you that they're actually listening and that they want the game to be better for you. So first and foremost, the big one, they finally added 120 FPS mode. Yes, it's finally in the game and it looks amazing, dude. I tried it today and it just 60 is great, but once you hit 120, the animations look great. Everything's just so smooth, especially if your system can handle it. It's like the game is meant to be played at 120, especially with like the high action, all the effects going on. It just looks so gorgeous. They also added more auto targeting modes for your camera. So now we have movement direction, camera direction, and distance. So this is what the movement direction looks like. Kind of goes left to right, kind of goes around the character like this. So just pick the one that feels right to you in combat because everyone's different. I like movement direction personally, but a different one might feel better for you. But now at least we have more options. Another big thing that they added to this update, and this one's a big one. You see this new icon right here? This is called your wave plate crystals. So other games already do this, and I'm very happy that they have done this. Essentially, this stores your wave plates for you if you forget to log in, and it kind of just racks up to 480. It's kind of like a wave plate reserve. So if you don't log in for a few days, that's okay. You're not wasting your wave plates. They're gonna be stored right here. And then when you do decide to log in and play, now you have extra from the days that you missed, plus the ones from that day. And I feel like every gacha game should have this. This is like, I think, a necessity. So I'm really happy that they finally added this. Because look, I got a life, man. I can't play the gacha games every day, all day, right? And then another thing from a plethora of things. I could list off so many things that they've added, but another big one that they added, and thank God that they did. If you played this game early on and you had to do puzzles that required you to shoot things, you would have to pause the game, you'd have to go to your team, you'd have to click on a character, find one with the gun like Chisha, and then use them for the puzzle. And then you'd have to do that all over again and then change your team back. And it was so annoying. I was like, dude, maybe not want to do puzzles anymore. I'm not gonna lie. But they've added the hover droid, which is a new gadget. So if we open up our gadget wheel, this is what it looks like, the hover droid shooter. Click on that, press T, and then a little robot companion will be right next to your shoulder. Kind of like Nier Automata if you've ever played that game. And you can still walk around and stuff, and you can aim and shoot. And so you can just like pop out your hover droid real quick to like, you know, do a puzzle or something and get that out of the way and then put them away. Then you're good to go. To some people that might be like a small little thing, but to me, that's a huge thing. I'm really glad that they added that because it was a really big annoyance and a lot of people complained about that. So thank you, Kuro Games, for adding that finally. Oh, and I forgot to mention another thing that they have technically added or has gotten better with 1.2, voice acting. If you watch my previous videos with 1.0, I thought that the English dub was okay. You know, I'm not a voice actor or anything, but as like a player, it just seemed really off and stiff, you know, all that stuff. 1.1, you could start to see some changes. You could start to see some more expressions and, you know, more drama, and it just seemed a little bit better. I was like, whoa, okay, it's getting better. 1.2, when I was playing the quest today, voice acting, they did it. It's great. They probably hired some new voice acting coach or director. It feels like the voice actors are starting to like know their characters and, you know, add in more emotions and oomph, and it's not as stiff anymore. It's really good, especially Yang Yang. A lot of people in my Twitch chat today were like, whoa, Yang Yang sounds so much better. I'm like, yeah, I know. So yeah, across the board, the voice acting is a lot better, and I think it's only going to get better. And that's a great sign for the longevity of a gacha game. And it really excites me as a player who, you know, loves this game and wants it to do well. And I just want to see where this game can go and what it can achieve. And then I guess the last thing I wanted to talk about is the new character, the new 5-star character, Zhezhi, who I think is awesome. Funny enough, I actually wasn't going to pull for her, but I then found out that she was a very good support character, especially for my Genshin. So I ended up pulling for her and I got really lucky. I won my 50-50. It was like early pity, like 20. And dude, I gotta just say, she she's a lot of fun to play. Off the rip, I love her design. I think she's really cool looking. I like the colors that they use. I like the glasses and the hair and just the way she moves around the battlefield with like her paintbrush. That they did a really good job with the animations and just the way she floats around. She's awesome. She's really cool. Like I said, she's mostly a support character that helps boost damage for your other characters. And yeah, I definitely need that on my account. I feel like too many DPSs right now. And she's really easy to play too. You pretty much do her skill, then her basic attack, and then her skill 3 times. And you just gotta build up her energy and then you just swap off of her. But using her in combat, she's really like a sub DPS and as like a support character. Her outro skill will increase the next Resonator's resonance skill damage and Glacio damage. You do coordinated attacks through her Resonance Liberation. Her Resonance Liberation also allows her to deal off-field damage through coordinated attacks and can deal a solid amount of burst damage with her Forte circuit. So she's really good as a sub DPS / support character for your team. And if you want to max out her potential as a sub DPS, you got to make sure that you're stacking enough energy recharge to trigger her Resonance Liberation reliably. And she's not hard to use, which I like. As someone who needs things to be simple, I'm glad that she's not too complicated to use. But yeah, low-key, I'm really liking her. She's a really cool character and she's just fun to play. And at the end of the day, you know, I feel like you should just pull for characters that are fun and yeah, obviously useful. So yeah, if you need a sub DPS character that's fun to play, but will also boost your other character's damage by a lot, then I'd say pull for her. Now, usually with these videos, I usually have like cons. And to be honest with you, I don't have any, which I guess is not a bad thing. I'm having a lot of fun with the new 1.2 update. A lot of cool stuff's been added, a lot of awesome optimizations, fun new characters to use, a new fun event with a really dramatic story so far. And yeah, I don't know. This really hasn't been anything bad. So I guess I'll keep you guys posted if, you know, I do come across anything like that. But so far, Wuthering Waves is killing it, and I have a lot of high hopes for this game. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I think this game could potentially win Mobile Game of the Year for sure. But let me know in the comments down below if you're still playing Wuthering Waves and if you've been enjoying the new 1.2 update. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys at the next one.